So I have seen a couple of news reports that have happened. I think both of these were after Mamdani's election. I know one of them is for sure, but Zohran Mamdani campaigned on everybody in the top 1% of earners in New York that they were going to pay for, I guess, all of his socialist programs. And he thought people were just going to stick around and take that. And I really don't think that's how it's going to work out. Let's get into these.
Workers are thinking of packing up and getting out already. They call it the Mamdani migration. The New York Post is reporting that real estate agents are getting flooded with phone calls. Luxury real estate agent Ryan Serhant told the Post that his number one job will be moving people from New York to Florida again. And based on the results, clients are going to hold off on making any kind of investment in New York City.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
Lydia Moynihan knows all about this. She's a financial correspondent at the Post and broke this story. Lydia, I had a bunch of my friends over the weekend when they saw this coming saying, oh my goodness, I wish I sold last year. This is a nightmare. How could this be happening? So is this Mamdani migration a real thing?
I think it is, and I hate to say that. Look, what's not surprising is it in the wake of him clinching that Democratic nomination that wealthy people, really anyone with sort of a vested interest in the city, was exploring options of where they could move. Florida, of course, is a well-trodden path at this point. But what's much more concerning is the fact that people are actually walking away from deals. So people who were either in process of signing and purchasing an apartment or, potentially buying something in the future, they're walking away.
Okay, so just so we're clear about what's going on, it's not just that people are actively leaving, people are actually stopping their purchases of real estate in New York, higher net worth individuals, because they do not want to get caught up in this man's nonsense. It's a really hard sell, right? To get somebody to come to a community and say, we're going to unfairly tax you more than everybody else, more than we're already unfairly taxing people, just because you are doing well, just because you are making more money, especially when there are places like Florida where, you're going to pay a 0% tax on certain things rather than the 14.8 that New York is charging you, right? So it's a lot. It really is a lot for Mamdani to expect that people are just going to go along with his social agenda and then pay for it just because he wants to spit all of these things to people and whisper sweet nothings in their ear. It's really crazy to me, but that is the society we live in.
And so for the next 4 months, I think we're going to see a decrease in the investment in New York City. Anyone with a business is going to be a little hesitant. And of course, that's going to be amplified for 4 years if Mamdani is elected. And of course, Laura, the irony is that these are the very people who he needs to be paying for all of these programs. I mean, the things he's outlined sound like Doge cuts, right? Money, millions of dollars to transgender surgeries for minors. And there's really no way that he can do that.
Actually, it's like 100% the opposite direction of Doge cuts. This is the reason why Doge even exists, because when one guy comes through and decides he wants to spend money on stupid crap, there has to be a check against it. And I think the check right now is going to be migration. People just walking away and saying, hey, we don't want to deal with this crap. What you proposed was dumb, and we are going to vote with our feet.
On you at 6, some here in South Florida have their eyes on the race for mayor in New York City.
That was an interesting point. South Florida realtors say they've been contacted by New Yorkers already looking to move to the Sunshine State if self-described Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani is elected mayor of New York City. CBS News Miami's Bree Buckley looks into it.
A lot of people are worried.
Isaac Toledano is the CEO and founder of BH Group Miami, a high-end real estate development firm. He says the race for mayor in New York City could impact South Florida.
We already see a lot of New York buyers and their brokers and agents and representatives already looking to buy real estate and getting information.
His clients say they're worried if self-described Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani is elected mayor that crime will rise as well as taxes. He campaigned to lower the cost of living for the working class, proposing a rent freeze and free bus service, partially funded by raising taxes 2% for top earners. Mamdani has been leading the polls against Republican Curtis Sliwa and independent Andrew Cuomo.
It's not only taxes, it's safety. Obviously, Florida considered to be a very safe place, and they're not sure that New York will be a safe place if Mamdani gets elected.
President Trump threatened to withhold federal funds to New York City if Mamdani is elected, calling him a communist and endorsing Cuomo. The New York Post reporting that nearly 1 million New Yorkers say they will leave if Mamdani wins, naming Florida as a top destination. Toledano says if that happens, it could have lasting impacts on the market.
At the end, it's always supply and demand. And if the demand is going to be strong, I'm sure it's going to drive up the prices.
I'm sure it's going to drive up the prices too. Dude, come on. You know that last guy right there, the guy that they interviewed, he is licking his chops. I bet you he has pre-ordered a Lamborghini right now. He already know he going to be wealthy off them commission checks, man. He is about to make some money. But, you know, he brought up a good point. It's not just the taxation. It's the safety, right? So Zohran Mamdani, he did campaign on defunding the police. How does anybody think they're going to run up taxes on people and then they're going to have a huge safety issue? They're going to have less police officers to keep people safe. What services are they really paying for? Right? Like, what is the service that the government is providing at that time where it's like, well, we're going to tax the living crap out of you. And then police, well, we don't know if you're going to be safe, right? It could just be a really dangerous place. And what we'll give you in return is really nothing. Nothing. Okay. But you expect people to stay. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But check this out. This next clip is really hilarious. This was right after Zohran Mamdani won, right? So he promised people all of this free stuff and everything like that. And then he literally turns around at the end of this and asks for money. Like, it plays out like an SNL skit. It really looked like a joke the first time I saw it. You guys have to check this out.
Good morning, New York City, and thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and a hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran and the city hall to come, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day, and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
Okay, at this point, this just got hilarious to me, okay? You guys remember the whole African prince scam where it was just like a Nigerian prince is going to send you $1 million. All you have to do is send him like $50 and he'll send you $1 million. Y'all remember that scam that's kind of like a meme now? Zohran Mamdani just pulled the Nigerian prince scam on the city of New York in real time. He promised everybody a whole bunch of free this and a whole bunch of free that. And all they had to do was give him a little bit of money or give him a little bit of political power. He literally just pulled that scam IRL, and the city of New York fell for it. I mean, I don't know how to more perfectly execute the Nigerian prince scam than being an actual African that gets naturalized, promises everybody free stuff if they vote for them, and then now they just need to give him a little bit of money, right? And he's asking for this from the poor people because the rich people are leaving, as you've seen. But wow, this man just really pulled a meme scam on the city of New York in real time. Wow, I cannot believe that. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Hey, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see me react to any other videos. Peace.